Hi guys, and welcome back to Bookhaven with me, Kim. Today I'm going to be showing you all the bookish gifts I got for Christmas. So kind of like a haul, but a little bit more special. So stick around. Alright, welcome back. So today I will finally be showing you the books I got for Christmas because it took a while. I got gift certificates for Christmas and maybe 2 or 3 books, but I just used the rest of my gift certificates today, and oh my gosh, I stretched them like a professional. I was so excited. I felt like one of those women on the reality shows with the couponing, and I'm very impressed with what I ended up stretching my gift certificates for. So I'm really eager to show you. I'll just jump right in. I've got it sectioned up like I usually do. I've got my middle grade, my YA, and some nonfiction. So here we go. So I'll start with my middle grade books first. I've got A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park, and also the person that the book is partially about. I'm probably not going to say this right. Salva Dut. This is a very short novel based on a true story of this man's life, and he grew up in South Sudan in the 1980s, I believe, when the war was going on. And anyways, this is about his journey as a young kid into adulthood and all the things that he went through. Very good novel. I'll be talking about this later in the week. I'll be doing probably a feature on it. Next, I've got A Snicker of Magic by Natalie Lloyd. I don't know a whole lot about this book. I saw it on some lists of people who were talking about middle grade books that I really trust, and I know there's maybe some magical realism in this, and a girl named Natalie and her mom that are always on the go, always on the move, and I think they finally come to this town that used to have magic but doesn't anymore. And that's all I know about it, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. Next, I've got another middle grade. This one I got from my husband, and it's new to me. It's not a new series, but I just discovered it, and that's Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. This one is about a young girl who has a photogenic memory and can hear people's thoughts. And that's all I'll let you know about it right now. I'll probably be doing a feature on this one as well, and if you want to know more, you can find it linked down below. For something a little different, as I want to expand my horizons and read different genres, I picked up this book of poetry. It's called Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Peppernell. I've finished it so far, and as you can see, oh no, I dog-eared my favorite poems. So basically this author's just sectioned it up into 4 or 5 different sections based on how you're feeling or what kind of motivation you need. Then I've got a nonfiction that was discovered and given to me by my husband, and that is The Raven Master, My Life with the Ravens at the London Tower. This is written by Christopher Scaife. Really looking forward to reading that. I love ravens, and this is basically about this man who works in the London Tower, and it's how his job was created, how his position was created in the history of the ravens in London Tower. So that will be very interesting. I'm looking forward to getting to that this month. Next, I have my one young adult selection, and it's enough for like 3 or 4 books. This thing is huge. That is The Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, and the last book in the Throne of Glass series. So I don't think I'll be getting to that this month because, oh my gosh, it's almost 1,000 pages, but I am very excited to finish off the series. Then I have a bunch of adult fiction, some that I'm really, really excited about. And again, these are Christmas gifts. So the first one is a book that I am reading with my stepdad, and that's Lights on the Sea by McGill Reina. This is translated. I bought it for him because I had heard good things about it, and it was a selection from Once Upon a Book Club, I believe, for December's choice of books, and I just thought I wanted to try it out on him. It's about a couple, I believe they lost their son, and there's magical realism, I believe. Their house drops off the cliff that it's on, and they end up traveling around or floating around on their house. And I don't know much else about it. I've just heard really good things about it. My stepdad just finished it, and I'm about to start it, so don't want to spoil too much. And this is a book I squeezed in when I was buying some of the bargain books at the bookstore. It's called The Grace Keepers by Christi Logan. I really don't know anything about it. It was recommended to me by one of the employees who says if you like The Night Circus, you'll like this book. And I actually haven't read The Night Circus. It's way up on my TBR. I know so many people in the community have read it and loved it. But I thought, you know what? for the price and for all the good things I heard about it from the lady at the bookstore. So it takes place on our Earth, and the sea has flooded the Earth, so everyone is living on islands or boats, and I believe this has something to do with a circus. I'm not quite sure. There's a storm and two girls, and it's supposed to be very lyrical, and magical realism is amazing. So that's all I know. I'll link it down below if you're interested in learning more. Next off is The Devil on Her Tongue by Linda Holman. I don't know a whole lot about this book other than it was done by one of my favorite authors from years ago. She wrote one of my favorite books called The Linnet Bird, and this is her newest novel come out. I think it's been a while, and I was very eager to pick it up. It takes place in Portugal in 18th century, and that's all I know about it, and that's all I need to know. I'm very much looking forward to reading it. Then a book I received some from friends, and many of you have probably heard of this author's name. It's Louise Penny, Kingdom of the Blind. This is the newest book. I've read a couple Louise Penny books and really enjoyed it. It's sort of a mystery with Inspector Gamache, and it takes place in the province that I live in Quebec, Canada. So I think this would be a really nice winter read. They also picked me up this lovely bookmark when they were at the Met in New York City, and it's just gorgeous. But I'm having some trouble because the back is really slippery and it keeps falling out of all the books. So if you have any pointers on what I can do, let me know, because I would love to use it. Then I have Once Upon a River by Diane Satterfield, and this is her newest book. Some of you might recognize the author's name. She wrote The 13th Tale, I believe it's called. Came out quite a while ago. I remember loving the book, so I picked this up with my gift cards on a whim, not knowing much about it other than I loved her past work. Okay, next is a twofold thing to show you guys. So my husband, being the creative and loving soul that he is, decided to surprise me with some personalized bookmarks with the little logo for Bookhaven, and on the back here it says, "Shh, I'm recovering from a book hangover." So that's pretty cute. And along with that, I don't know if you've seen on my shelf, I've got my own personalized mug too, because I'm always drinking tea while I'm reading or talking on video because my voice is always running out. But anyways, it's very, very sweet, very nice, and pretty cool. And next up, I have a really special gift that's bookish. Probably seen this sitting around on my bookshelf for a while, but I don't think it made some of the edits before. Some of our friends went down to Disney World and we were dog sitting for them, and they brought me back this absolutely adorable mug from Beauty and the Beast. If you can see here, it says "Looking for Adventure," and then you can see the books. It shows Disney on the bottom. So thank you, Mike and Tracy. It's amazing. I don't even want to drink from it because I just think it's so beautiful. It's, you know, one of those, I have a thing. If something is really nice, I don't like to use it because I'm afraid to break it. But I will use this. I will put this to use. And until I do make a nice cup of coffee or tea, it will keep my my middle grade books company. Then I have a book, Faithful by Alice Hoffman. I actually don't know anything about this book. This was given to me by a family member who said it reminded them of me to a T, and I don't know what that means. I'm curious to read it and find out what they think the connection is. It's by Alice Hoffman. I've read some of her other stuff before. There was one, it was something about magic, and it took place in New York. I'll link it somewhere over here, and it was a pretty good read. And she also wrote The Dove Keepers, which I really loved. So I know I'm probably gonna like this just because I like the author, but I'm really curious to see and talk to my family about this one. And we've got two more. Got The Grimoire of Kensington Market by Lauren B. Davis. I don't know a lot about this other than it takes place in Kensington Market in Toronto, which is somewhere where I used to spend a lot of time. It's a very magical place to me. This is a story with magical realism. I think it's about a woman who took over a secondhand bookstore that's pretty magical, and there's some sort of drug going around that takes people to like almost an alternate reality. I'm not sure, but it sounds right up my alley, and because it was written about a place that I love, I'm already I'm already hooked. I'm already very intrigued to read it, and that will be coming up on my TBR for next month. So last but not least, I've got a book called Moon of the Crusted Snow. This is by a Canadian Anishinaabe author. Forgive me if I say this wrong. It's Wabgishgig Rice, and this takes place up in northern Canada in an Anishinaabe community where they lose power. And I found this really interesting because my dad actually works in the Arctic, and this is a situation that they have faced before in the winters. It can take a long time to get help to come in, but in the story, I believe something else has happened sort of in the world. I don't know if it's a dystopian type vibe to it, but someone else shows up to the community and people have to start working together or having the community fall apart. I don't know if things go back to the original way that Anishinaabe people lived, but I will find out when I dig into this month. So those were my Christmas gifts this year, whether it be from family members and loved ones or friends, and also Book Outlet and the gift certificates I used and managed to stretch out and get the most bang for my buck. So I'm very excited to read them. If you've read any of them, I definitely love to know your thoughts down below. Spoiler free, please. So until next time, keep reading, and bye for now.